All right. Me family na salon. Sierra Leoneans them way they live na the diaspora. Good morning, good afternoon. Depend on the places them way we find ourselves across the globe. I go by the name EMANUEL of Rising Sun. To comrades, sympathizers, supporters, members, and well wishers of the great mighty All People's Congress, the APC. To my fellow grassroots supporters of my party, your party, our party, the People's Party, the mighty All People's Congress, the APC. I greet we all in the spirit of good comradeship as today marked the 5th day of July this year, 2023. We continue for say plenty, thank you and applaud meaningful and millions of Sierra Leoneans back home, especially so those who happen to be eligible voters. In a left on a different houses or dwelling places, them early in the morning hours on the 24th day of June 2023. In the midst of all those difficulties and challenges prepared by the ECSL and the SLPP Paupanistic JUNTA government, for me could not go out there and go vote in on a choice or go exercise on a democratic rights them or on a civic liberty. But at the end of the day, we have been able to overcome all those challenges and difficulties, as I say, prepared by the ECSL and the JUNTA SLPP. Patiently, go out there, tin up now then different, voting centers or polling centers, them tin up now that kill the lines then. Overcome all those things by patiently with there and overwhelmingly voting Dr. Matthew Wilson Samura Kamara as soon as president. Not only that, but as somebody way believe in say we can change Sierra Leone from negativity to positivity. We go come and change Sierra Leone from all the odds and all the bad, evil deeds to good things then into the country and take we back for match up to the international community standards. But at the end of that exercise, the rogue and crook criminal then end up for twist and silence in our voice system and those patients them we will not do. But we say never give up. As we come to una back, we say plenty thank you. Let God Almighty bless una going out there and una coming in them. Let God bless una family circles them. And let God make those blessings them reach now on our doorsteps them. We say plenty thank you to una as God Almighty. Now I know more for pay una for what you una do. My family, I go by the name of EMANUEL of the Rising Sun once more. I bring you all message from the Rising Sun. Today, now the 5th of July 2023. Of course, there is a video way come out now, the social media, where some might say, or some school of thought might say, oh, that now a leak video. Now, 2 videos are there about for talk. Yeah, I want me come brief, short to you all. This one, it has to deal with the civil society groups them, the CSOs them, where we see then they in a state house when the JUNTA leader goes by the name MAADA been a talk to these civil society groups then. The other one again, a video will surface now the media which has to deal with the APC, especially so our leader, the president-elect Dr. Matthew Wilson Samura Kamara. As he said, my Sierra Leone, my responsibility. We see a video come where some school of thought say, oh, that one day again, I leak a video out. I therefore address these 2 videos then. It'll be very short. But at first, let me start with the video where we see come out from State House. I will continue to call that particular house a State House, but today that State House, it has been captured by the JUNTAs, the SLPP cook, the rogues, the Kamajos, and that of the JUNTA leader we in a MAADA build, and don't capture that particular place. So that place will not go, say, not to State House. Now State House, we'll continue to call that place State House. But at the end of the day, the State House is occupied by illegal occupants. We now the JUNTA leader MAADA build. Now he occupied that particular place there. But by the special grace of God, he go vanish from that place. He will relinquish power and move from that place by the special grace of God Almighty. We see that video come out when the JUNTA leader, MAADA I mean, they talk to the CSO them as civil society groups, or civil society organizations in the Republic of Sierra Leone. When you look at that video, if you're not a Democrat or you don't follow the political trend across the globe, you not a person where you practice the core value, the true core of democracy. You believe in human rights, you believe in constitutionality. When you see that video, you go cry, you go wept for your country. Sierra Leone say we are heading to a doom state. Sierra Leone is heading to Banana Republic. Sierra Leone today, this government don't bring we come to one political party state. When you see that video, when the junta leader, they address those civil society groups, organizations, then trust me, brothers and sisters, Sierra Leoneans back home, Sierra Leoneans in the diaspora, comrades, sympathizers, well wishers, meaningful Sierra Leoneans, when you see that particular video, you go cry, you go wept, say Sierra Leone, we don't reach to the red line. It's so sad and very unfortunate where MAADA they make that particular statement by him as a junta leader, reference to what happened in the United States of America. Was it 2002 or 2001 when they been get that some Americans them we been go na the Capitol or wherever we them been go storm that Capitol. That was on January 6th. In reference that one day, and also the measure, the reference, the gun shooting, the gun killing in the United States of America. I say, look, then get their own democracy, and see a gun then they use for kill them people them. And see their own democracy, waiting happen on January 6th in the United States of America, we not go there, we know they go talk to them. So we were there, now we for all we own democracy, now we for take care of we own business. What? I look at that video, the statement, I look at those guys in the name of civil society. I shake me head. I say, Sierra Leone, we are heading for a doom state. We are heading as a banana republic state. You know, this man don't already they beat this guy when I'm waiting Museveni in Uganda. MAADA don't the beat this man clear in totalitarianism acts, in dictatorship acts. MAADA don't defeat Museveni clean. MAADA don't defeat Museveni. I've been on to say this for quite a long time. I see Sierra Leoneans on the look. Today, somebody don't come now with country where they act as the light of those Benito Mussolini, the fascist leader. MAADA they act as Adolf Hitler. They act today as Museveni, the Idi Amin. You measure all those bad leaders them now the world. Now MAADA they behave today as. Now MAADA they act as. In fact, Inga for lay a legacy where it beats them into a bad and diabolic deeds them. When shot a statement made by a junta leader, a person where happen like say he is the head of the executive arm in the country, whether it's democratic, whether the person gets him in a form of crook or juntarism act, that's a grave concern. Especially so for Sierra Leoneans in the diasporas, for those who are in the United States of America, the Great Britain, France, Germany, the Belgians, everywhere with it, this is a great concern for us all. Not only for we again within the diaspora, but for those whether back home in our country. For say today, the last hope of the country, the last hope when a civil society groups them, civil society organizations, when you do politics, 101 in politics, what it tells you, it says you forget what we call the pressure groups. These pressure groups, they give power, they give support, they give aid to the opposition, where they serve as a pressure groups. Who are they? These are the civil society entities. These are the civil society's organizations. These are the civil society groups, them, where they team up together as a pressure group and support the oppositions, make sure say they speak the wrongdoings to the government or the incumbent, they criticize, they make sure say help the government for uphold to the moral values of the state, the democratic credentials, build up on those democratic principles, build on those democratic pillars them and strengthen them pillars then they now the country help honorable parliamentarians and also for checkmate and check the excess powers of the government where they want for use and make sure say they come in and check the government in checks and balances of how government spend funds them and help the government for uphold to more to human rights values, civil liberties, democratic principles, and all them things here in civil society. Then therefore, the last of it that they serve as an intermediary body. This intermediary body, they serve as like the middleman. Therefore, serve as the middleman between the incumbent, the oppositions, and that of the masses in the country. But look, Sierra Leoneans, let's ask ourselves questions today. Are this existing? The answer is no. You have 5 civil society individuals them want to fight against one person today in the Republic of Sierra Leone. Let me take my time and measure these people for we before I move on. You get this guy what they call Andrew Lavali. You get this Joseph M. Fatoma. You get this other guy where they call Joseph something Mambu. You get Edmond Abu Jr. also. You get this other one where they call the Joseph Sano. You get this other one, then many of them were in Boku. 5 of them, as I say, Andrew Lavali, Fatoma, Edmond Abu, Joseph Sano, and Mambu. These 5 then they fight one particular person, where himself also now a civil advocate in that country, when Marcela Samba. Now in them 5 years old in the face. When I look into the rig and rogue outcome by the ECSA, you go find out, say, 5 of the individuals them here, they support this rogue outcome and criminal outcome. Why? Because these are the people where they into that set. Don't get me wrong, not get me tomorrow say, I'm so regionalistic or tribalistic here. These are the individual where they into that class, where they into that category or suffer of that regional or ethnic politics where they protect and guide their own man, their own regional, their own tribal man, where now the junta leader, MAADA Bio. Then 5 days and in the supports. Then 5 years so now in the dance too. You find out say when them 5 years they come, they always point fingers at Marcela Samba. In fact, they say Marcela Samba, a man na Limba, and a man na an APC party card carrier. This 5. Then they dance to the tune of MAADA Bio. And you find out, say, one of them will go by the name of Joseph Sano. The time when we been get the August 8th and 9 and 10 massacre in the country. Joseph Sano na in go around when the government sponsor. They go and tell people them for common and go pay people and back riders, businessmen and women in the country, petty traders then. He go pay them, say, una come out na do. Nothing they not go do now, not knowing say he go pay them for say let them come out now do, then they can't kill them. We see the atrocity waiting happen. Joseph Sano was there also. But we left that one day for when tomorrow the International Criminal Court or the International Human Rights Court gets for call this. Some of us will go there and tin up and tell the people the truth what they need to know. Then we left that one day. Now, these civil society groups today, they advocate for be part and parcels of the government ongoing exercise or processes. Civil society should not take partisan or political part or neither for take part for government, for work with government, for serve as an independent body. When you get a situation like this, a civil society groups don't take side with government. Government don't they give them small thing, brown envelopes, then they become silence. There was a time when I make a video, and this video I come and tell we are clearly, and I make them simple for we all. I say this man not get message when I'm MAADA Bio. If you look what MAADA Bio they go out and do, MAADA Bio was out there preaching against Adebayo because he not get no message. I don't care for can't talk anything for can't lip service or praise Adebayo. But I tell we all say, MAADA Bio now in self create Adebayo. Like when you get a biochemical lab, you go create one particular vaccine. Before you create that vaccine, you therefore create that particular the virus itself. You therefore create that sickness, the virus. When you create that virus, You dey create the vaccine also for men. But what MAADA bill do? The first thing we do now for create the disease, you know, create the vaccine. Yeah, you understand me? Civil society groups them, we been there in the country, we for speak for the people, we for talk, what he do? It makes sure say it shut them all down in the country. It makes sure say he hold them all not in the country by him giving them the brown envelopes, by him telling them, say, look, you are my tribe men, you are a tribe people, come along and work with us. Don't listen to whatever this then they say. So what happened? You find out, say, at the end of the day, you get voices like Adebayo will take over all them voices today. You might thinking that, oh, Emmanuel, they talk one kind of rubbish this morning, they say something nonsensical. You can justify me also by this other person when a human rights advocate, a human rights activist, a lawyer in the country, when a lawyer Rashid Doumbouya. There was a time when he began the opportunity for Sidon now the AYV when they be the interview. He said, look, the voices of Adebayo, he said, now we serve as civil society groups. He said, now we do this. Now we make it do this. Now we make it this. He said, because we don't frown, we don't fail away from our moral call, our responsibility for advocates for the people. So you find out when somebody there and that, when not a civil society person, where for me, he not get the technicality, he not get the know-how, he not get the sabi. In your way, how he do him in Machiavellian way. He do him into the best ability or to the best way of knowledge where he feels say he able for do him. Now in today the brother man they do. So I have no problem with him for using those invictive this that I have no problem because why? MAADA Bio himself now it creates today this particular somebody. Now look what he they do now yesterday. I don't know if it's yesterday or today. When he called, I mean yesterday or day before yesterday, because the video came and said I can talk to me now today. The video come out. When that video come out, what it says, it tell them, say, una no mind the international community. America, when they get their own problem, we not go there. Are you serious? But let's not forget civil society groups in the country. All the money where una they get, not to the government, the pay una, not this junta government in the pay una, because we not say now, then they can't pay una, then they can't put una name there all now na pay slip. They can't begin pay una now. The government, they can't begin pay una. But the money at first one have been the get. Now money where they come out from the United Nations Development Partners or Program, the UNDP, the DFID. You understand me? The Irish aid, the British aid, or US aid, now them be they pay them money also to una. Why them be they give una them money also for make una organizations them functions? It's because they're not there in the country. They want una way in the country for make sure say una able for build on those pillars of democracy, on those pillars of human rights, on those pillars of civil liberty, on those pillars of democratic credentials, democratic liberty, on those pillars of constitutionality, on those pillars of democracy. Now it make them people here been they give una money, then they pay una also. They not say. Not every Sierra Leonean go speak. When every Sierra Leonean speak, you find out say it go be in a form of murmuring, it go be in a form of anarchy, it go be in a form of calamity, it go be in a form of disaster, civil unrest. So then they help for giving them money also, for calling down all the things and cushion them things also, for letting us serve as an intermediary body between the government and the people, for let una help the people and for speak to the government. But una frown away from that one day, una been serve the SLPP and do wrongdoing and bad to the people in the country. But una been take this money in a fake pretext, in a false pretext as civil society groups, not know that una now be an evil society in the Republic of Sierra Leone. With this lead today to the mass killing of innocent, the faceless and harmless citizens then into the Republic of Sierra Leone. Now make them be the good and money out. For make una able for talk to the government, for make una able for talk for the people, for let una serve as an intermediary, for let una call things by their name, for let una say things accordingly. Now it make them be the good and money out. But una frown, una move away from it. Una move away from it. Today, we don't get a corruptive things. When that corruptive thing, they don't lead we to an elections, when the pronouncement, now a fraudulent pronouncement, we don't give it today, an illegal occupant. An illegal occupant occupy the state house, the state lodge. They find out say today, if they at a loggerhead with the international community, the international partners there. Now they get a loggerhead with, if anybody tell you say MAADA Bio and the West, they're okay, now lie. They're not okay. They're not okay. These are not cooked stories. These are not cooked stories. These are not fabricated stories. These are not illusion words. But these are reality on the ground. These are factual things that MAADA and the West or the international community, then they at loggerhead. They're not okay because things them when they don't ask them say, look, make this person deal with these things, make this person publish these things. MAADA be the mass on the toes of the ECSL for make the ECSL not one. Because the ECSL not gets the correct data. The ECSL not get the actual data will lead to that rogue outcome, will lead to that falsified outcome where they pronounce and say, now the winner of that elections. The ECSL not get up unless they can cook them now. Even they cook them out, the international community gets the yawn. The international observers them, then gets everything of what happened into the elections. So now MAADA be able to see. If you feel that the West and MAADA be able to into any situation or then they switch one, watch that statement where MAADA be able to make. Say, let them do their own democracy, let them try for their own. But come on, don't forget, the last time this person goes by the name Grace Mugabe, Fatima Bio, the former first lady, it be the dance, not so as Sylvia Blyden be say like prostitute, it be the dance. How this woman be the dance? It they dance foolishly. Inside that foolishness where they dance, what it be the dance for? It be the dance for money where it say, the MMC don't give them that particular money. What in be that money where they for can't give them? He say $500 million. What in for can't give them this $500 million for? One, accountability, transparency, democracy, human rights, and democratic values, civil liberty, away from corruption, transparency. All them things here. Now in them be they look into them, put them together. They say, okay, the MMC, they call una, then go can't do una this money. For make una go build those institutions them. For let una go strengthen the institutions them more than the country. But today, what happened now? They find out that they can't kick them out of the MMC. The MMC $500 million is not going to be given to them anymore. The money not going to forgive them. You find out also say, the British ambassador or the British and foreign person in Sierra Leone and that of the US ambassador, the European Union, everybody they speak now in one word way, then they tell this particular guy, Mohamed Kanewi and MAADA Bio say this election was a fraudulent outcome. There was no transparency on the tabulating and exercise, the counting, the tally, and all this thing will lead to the pronouncement of MAADA Bio. You get me? So what did it don't do now? We find out say the West not a see again with Amusa if see the last hope where it get now. Now for call them civil society groups here, let them they can work together. Let them they can do things together. You go see civil society groups now, then go begin come out, they take banner, they take this. Look, when the West remove arms from Sierra Leone, let me tell you this. We are a donor-driven country. We Sierra Leone, MAADA Bio not in that capacity self for say Sierra Leone they can be the export to the sell. 5 years, you not do concopi, not do fuck all. We are a donor-driven country. Now donor now supported the support we. For anytime you see you go to parliament, you read and say budgetary allocation, this, that. Some of those budgetary allocation and money them will be saying are proposed for different ministries. Like local council governments. Not to salon government one kind of fund them. All those ministries, not to salon government one kind of fund them. Those funds are coming from the international partners. Those funds are coming from the Irish aids. Those funds are coming from the UK aid, the US aid, the Canada aid. Everybody, European Union, they give aid. Now in this fund that they come from when the government they wrong. But the one thing we don't shock, we don't bet them, now the PR system. The PR system now. The APC say we know they go to parliament. And for every APCian parliamentarians, una look, una listen this. The party, it's not by mistake say we are not going there. You know why? I've been on to say this for quite a long time. That look, the SLPP don't need you in that parliament. Now make them go around, then give themselves 2/3 majority, 80 something, and then get Cook and non-portfolio and parliamentarian, which are the paramount chiefs then. Those non-portfolio paramount chiefs then get for the support and voting. If you listen to their slogans and their words, whatever they talk before, they say, no, it's not there again at parliament. As we understand what the speaker they do. Honorable members of parliament, Those in favor say aye, those in the air. You understand me? That argument not there for the day again. Now just I and the high had it. Now for the day in parliament. So they don't need you. Whether the APC 50 something day there, you cannot make law, you cannot argue, you cannot argue, forget about it. There is nothing you cannot argue into that parliament, you cannot debate into that parliament, you just be under memo like say, will they go left them? You know why the West not they go to countries like I said they go put smart pan Canada, America go put smart pan Britain, or they go put smart pan the great kingdom of Saudi Arabia. You know why? Those countries they're able for take care of themselves. Those countries able for do things for themselves. Then provide every basic necessities for their citizens. Then provide everything adequately for their citizens in the midst of all this pandemic we happen at the globe. This COVID. They provide incentives. Then provides everything, especially the difficulties and challenges of the people in those countries. They help for alleviate the suffering into their people, their life, by them subsidizing. So they're not going to put more spending because they need to get it. But tell me true, now, Sarah Leone, are these people they can they now? The IMF not therefore believe we again for GIWI fund because the fragility, it don't go to the red line now. You understand me? Then we want the country for be a one political party state. It has already been enacted. It has already been constituted by the SLPP for one party state. So how in the 21st century where we live on now, where we are part and parcel of the democratic club, how then go give money to Sarah Leone? And when they give money now, when you find out, say the opposition that participates. You understand me? So MAADA bill they can hold the country now and take Sarah Leone and sell Sarah Leone to Russia. This is the time now, everybody in the diaspora for let we know this. MAADA bill they can't give the country now to Russia or Turkey. Some of you have been a pass with one particular audio video say, "They don't go meet Mamadi Doumbouya. Mamadi Doumbouya, they come for can't tell MAADA bill for relinquish power." Come on, how JUNTA they can't tell in company JUNTA say for who? Like one word they say, "Dry kakane driving company, dry kakana bush." It's not possible. In my own thought, in my own look as a politician, you know what happened? MAADA bill they go say he want put Sheikh Stephen the same system where Sheikh Ture bin give Sheikh Stephen security them. MAADA bill who can tell he don't go now na Guinea for go get security. For say let them get more security, let get more Guinean troops them, let get them better do soldiers them, for let them come help them for guide them. You understand me? Now the country, you don't believe the security that much as they don't take guns from Northern and brothers and sisters they are the country. That can be the one reason. Also, MAADA bill now they can sell Sarah Leone to Russia. The Wagner groups are all over now. They try to take Africa. You understand me? With arms and ammunitions. The Wagner group right now don't be a party with the Russian army. They don't get an MOU. They don't understand themselves because the last time the Wagner group then get the power one for overthrow Putin. Putin call them, he don't talk with them. So they so get power. They're so influential right now in that side. So MAADA bill right now will sell Sarah Leone to Russia, to the Wagner groups. So this is the time for me to go to the Senate House in America, Great Britain, wherever Sarah Leone today in the diaspora. Let us go there now and tell them that MAADA bill they can't trade with country. The last hope of the country when the civil society groups them, MAADA bill don't call them now, they can't buy them. Because the DFID, the UNDP, and all other partners them, not therefore they can't give them money again. And this money together when they give them, you know what MAADA bill do 2019 or so? MAADA bill it come. He say all the money we donor partners then they give for make sure say then civil society groups they also functions and support themselves. MAADA bill say therefore puts that money to the one consolidating fund. When at that fund Fatima they go thief the money. So now the same thing back again. If they're not supports, because this video get for go to DFID, they get for go to the UNDP, they get for go to the West, they get for see this video. So automatically they get for can cut for sponsor then civil society groups they are. What happened? These civil society groups them now get for can they into a pay list of the SLPP junta government. So at the end of the day, then civil society groups them here, then civil society people them here. Before they talk for the people them again, they not get for the do one. Now all the government in wrongdoings then they get for the propagates. Now all the government in wrongdoings then they get for the trade. Now all the government in wrongdoings then they get for the sell. But look, MAADA bill, you cannot fight the West. These fingers or hands that feed you, you can never bite it. You can never, you never affect the West. It's not possible. It's not possible. And to every APC person, where they've been given a symbol, remember this is a PR system. We are not saying you should go to that parliament, this, that, don't go, this, that. Don't go to that parliament. Don't go to that parliament. It is outrightly written there that the guys, they do not need you in that parliament. Think about it. What is the essence of them having 2/3 majority in the parliament? It tells that they don't need your vote, they don't need your support, they don't need everything about you. So the entirety of the outcome is a fraudulent outcome, it's a rogue, it's a crook outcome. So they don't need you into that parliament. Don't go there. Save democracy, save your people. If you go there, listen, if you go into that parliament, you know what they try for do now? The guy that they try at all cost for kill the APC. The day when they go sit down at that parliament, the day when they go sit down, they don't kill the APC automatically. Then go succeed and do this back again. They say they left puffing. Then go do this back. MAADA Bill, somebody they say and say MAADA Bill go come back now power. He's not coming back again. He go on this 5 years, it damage the country. After we don't damage the country, they say they conduct election, then take another SLPP somebody or one other party, then go give them. For let the APC not exist. It happened. I will show you country where it happened. It happened in Congo, Congo Brazzaville or Congo Kinshasa. One of these two told Joseph Kabila. I think Lawrence Kabila, where in Papa Binda, it happened there. And one of the institutions when me had said this, una play am. Listen, the Roman Catholic una abstain from this thing. Una abstain. Una abstain from this thing. Una abstain from this. I'm telling you. And let me make this thing as I talk to these bishop, the Archbishop, when Tamba Charles, Archbishop, his lordship or worship. Sir, this is Emmanuel. Let me talk to you. Abstain from this political thing where the SLPP then they use you. You have been there in that country. You see one of your parishioners where MAADA building, they go to the same church, communion together. They want for kill him 3 times. They make an assassination attempt. Where were you when these things happen? What did you do? If you acknowledge that, you know, see them, you know they're not the country. You were there, of course, but you did nothing. So why now? Why now? Why now? And listen, in the very church again, the Bible I can say, without St. John, St. Peter's, there are other many churches. There are other many churches. The church should not get itself involved into this thing. Abstain. Abstain, Mr. Tamba Charles. Let me tell you this before I let you hear. Go back again and watch the genocide in Kigali in 1994 or so. There was this guy also when I father then called him Kabuga. Kabuga and that of the Roman Catholic, they all mixed into the genocide. Do you want to be part of it? Do you want to be like Kabuga? The answer I know it's no. The answer is no. So abstain from it. Abstain totally. Abstain. Someone can belong to an entity. You want to say you don't know about this again? Where all of una they don't buy una in the country, the last hope civil society groups, because they feel not get for the support them. Now, who they support them and get for the talk to? Sierra Leone is doomed. Sierra Leone is a republic state at this time. Sierra Leone is sad for we. But the diasporans, this particular video, we should not treat it light. We should not treat it light. MAADA Bio now the feds. Issue we say, and when a leader, a junta leader, makes short a statement, say, let the West mind their business. Let America, Britain, now they let them mind their own democracy. You know what it means when a short statement make like that? You know what it means? A leader, not a country. You know what it means? MAADA Bio don't mass. Who say MAADA Bio mass? Now Russia mass. Now Turkey mass. Who say MAADA Bio don't mass? We want for no. We want for no. So this statement should be treated as a worried and concerned statement from MAADA Bio. The reason why it's worried, not because of political this, political that, the APC will continue not to go there, will not participate. But MAADA Bio now, they challenge the West. You know what that means? People in their way, now tyranny, the vast MAADA bill, challenge the West, but then defeat her. Then defeat her. Then defeat them. But today, men, their brothers and sisters, them. I'm not tribalistic here. Few of them. This Mabul, Lavali, Fatoma, Edmond, Abu, Joseph, Sanon, they all today, they don't galvanize themselves. In fact, they open one civil society group now. It get past 6 where they inside, and they all then they begin pay them. And when this government they can begin pay them, that the people that they become more suffering in the country, the people that they become more killed in the country, when they can begin get news blackout from the international. Watch all these things that where they happen today. The SLPP being supported by the AYV now the country. The AYV now the country today. The SLPP are supported by the AYV. Now the AYV they trade. Now the AYV they sell all mad. In fact, the AYV SLPP don't buy the newspaper and the radio station. Oh yes, I say so, Emmanuel. AYV are not get fair to now. Anything I do now fucking hell business. I not get anything for loot now. But the AYV has been bought today. It has been bought. Watch all the newspaper, everything that the MAADA build and the sell, that the government and the sell. It's sad for our nation. The same thing again. They don't buy, they can't buy now the civil society groups them. And this now a concern for we. For tell the West now, tell them, let them know. Things are not talking well with MAADA away. They see then they go and make so. Then they can't buy now the last side. Because the Cotimino they call themselves. Lastly, before time beat Milan will make this one too long. I see a video also, this video surface, this video like, okay, Dr. Samura Kamara was there, they be talk. They hand over money, which is $10,000. You have those stark illiterate, fanatic, and stupid SLPP supporters. Them they say that the APC don't give money, then they go give money to Dr. Samura Kamara, the president-elect, for protest, for make a protest, for stage a protest. It's funny. When I look at that one day, it sounds comic. That money, the video is not a leak video. That video, we call them transparency, accountability. $10,000 was given. That money where they give, the money come in 2 days before the election for support the campaign. But the money not reach quick. So even though when the elections don't happen, then decide also for hand over the money to the leader. The video then show say, Mr. Leader, if you listen, the person where they hand over the money, you will narrate the. He said, Mr. Leader, he said this money, I think the 6th region of the diaspora, they send this money, $10,000 for support the campaign. He said, well, this money came in 2 days before the election. He said, so, but how the election don't be so? He said, look up, we don't count this money. He said, even though the election don't be so, he said, we don't count the money, look up. Now the leader hold the money. In fact, sorry, the leader might even hold the money. Now somebody take the money, say anything there for say for talk. The person back will give the money. He said, Mr. Leader, he said the election the way don't be so. He said, we brothers and sisters, and then are the diaspora. He said, together when they be the protest, he said, then they go meet in group. He said, but now, he said, now one, then they grab now, then they go meet the Senate them. He said, then they go meet them in America. Then they go talk to them. He said, then they go meet them now, then places them now. He said, we they try for galvanize them. We they talk to them. And the leader says, okay. He said, well, this fits. He said, not so. We want to go with the Nayao. He said, I live in UK safe, Britain. He said, they save the pie. He said, the fact safe, they not the hand. They safe, they need for play the young. That's simple. That's simple. I can't explain so. That's simple. Nothing or have nothing or come out. It does not even concern salon protest. It not talk about salon protest. Now the 6th region, the diaspora, where them send the money, just in case of transparency, accountability. It's not a leak video. They say how the election don't be so, but this money be not come 2 days time before the elections. But it never reach quick. So dear, look at the money, sir. He said, well, we don't see the money. The person back talk, he said how the election don't be so. He say people under, he said they say they can try for go meet the senator, go meet the people and for talk to them. He said this person not to one green I would they save me for play the role. So what is the leak of the other? What is APC one being protest? Famula, tell we all plenty. Thank you. Lord, continue for stay safe, stay blessed. God bless you all and God bless Mama Salonia. I go by the name Emmanuel of the Rising Sun. Thank you.